Alright guys, it's Tuesday afternoon. I spent 5 days on this firewall. I just set the paint gun down. This is the third coat of Z-Chrome. I put it on there pretty freaking heavy. The firewall, 5 days of bodywork is just no joke. I would say a minimum of 6 hours a day for 5 days. But it was worth it. I'm going to 120 dry block this in a couple of days, and I do have some putty work to do. I've got a few pinholes and a couple of little spots that I missed, but that imitation bead roll I did, it was worth the effort. All the hours in grinding and welding, that was worth it. And the coolest part is it's so subtle, hardly anyone's ever going to notice that firewall's got that much work in it. But man, it was a lot of work. The stampings on these firewalls, they're not very slick from the factory. Especially around the stamps. This one in particular was the worst. There was probably 6 high spots right along the edge that I had to go in and work, and all of them took work to get them really slick. But I'm just glad that the majority of it's over. I have no fingerprints left on my fingers. My hands are really sore, so I'm gonna let this set a couple of days, let it dry real good. It's supposed to be 70 tomorrow, so I'm gonna push it way out here in the driveway and let the sun get directly on it and cook it. I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna let it cure out overnight here in the shade, but tomorrow I am gonna set it out there. I'm pretty freaking stoked. That thing, it's gonna be awesome in paint. It was so worth all the tedious work I did. I was a little too excessive on it, is what it was, and I wasn't stopping until I thought it was really slick. And it's gonna be really slick. This still looks original, but it's not. It's like a lot of custom stuff going on there, but it's just, you'd never notice. The imitation bead roll is what that's the first time. I've smoothed 4 or 5 55 firewalls. One of them was a 56, but it's the same firewall. But this one was the most work, and it was basically because of that imitation bead roll, that steel bar I put in there. But I sharpened the ends to make it look like a bead roll. That's clearance for the hood hinges here. But trying to get the points, down in here to meet up with that stamp it was tedious, man. It was real tedious. I actually used a piece of 3/8 fuel hose that's about 2 inches long with 80 on it, and that's how I did my sanding in my bead there. Now I did lay the Z-Chrome on so heavy, I've got it kind of sagged and ran in a few places, but I'm trying to be excessive with it, so it'll it's pretty much sprayable body filler, so it should block out pretty good, other than the pinholes I missed and a couple of spots. But man, I am blown away. It was so worth all the hours. It'll be a big focal point, at a car show when the hood's up. So anyway, I put a bunch of bolts in so I wouldn't get no Z-Chrome down in the nuts and in the body. That'd be a pain in the ass trying to get that heavy stuff out of there. I'd have to run a thread cleaner in all of them. So it's just kind of mix match bolts from my bolt bin. Some of them were brand new stainless steel that I hated to use, but I needed to do it, is all I had. But anyway, I am going to seam seal the car back up. There's some seam sealing on the side that'll need to be done. The fender, a lot of this won't be visible. The inner fenders kind of wrap around right in here, so you will see a little bit of the edge of this. But as far as these wrinkles here, I didn't fix those because that's all completely hidden. But it will take seam sealer right here and all around and down and then up that right there. This is fully welded seam, so I don't have to do that. And I actually welded all this up and then went back and reground it and trued it up with filler, so I don't need any seam sealer on that part. But man, I'm blown away. It's still kind of halfway shiny, from me just getting done shooting it, and it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to get some gloss black on it. The firewall on a 55 is your primary body color up front, so it has to be perfect because it's going to be black. So anyway, I plan on painting this whole body shield the black. Well, not the roof and the back half area, but everything will be black. I'm going to paint all at the same time. The dash and the firewall and all the down the side there on the loader. I don't want any tape lines. And I'm so glad I'm doing the body cart, because now I don't have to worry about overspray getting on stuff. So anyway, now I got to work on my body mount covers I made to hide all this ugly. It hides all my welds up in here, but it covers all of that ugly. So it should be just beautiful when it's done. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna clean my paint gun.